The first thing you'll notice when you step off the plane in Brazil is the air. It's warm, it's humid, and it smells a little bit like the sea, even if you're not near the coast. It's like the country is already giving you a warm hug. If you land in Rio de Janeiro, the view from the airplane window is going to take your breath away. Mountains, beaches, and a city that looks like it's dancing with nature. But the moment you enter the airport, you'll feel it. The rhythm here is different. Things might take a little longer. Lines might move slowly. And that's because in Brazil, people take their time. This is not New York City. Here, life flows to a different beat. You might hear Portuguese all around you with its musical sound. Don't worry if you don't understand it. It's normal. Many Brazilians don't speak English fluently, but you'll find they'll still try to help you if you look lost. Your first interaction with a Brazilian, maybe at immigration, maybe with a taxi driver, will probably include a smile. Brazilians like to make eye contact. They'll greet you like a friend, even if you're a total stranger. But here's something important. Airports in Brazil can be a bit chaotic. Luggage carousels might not be super organized, and sometimes your bag might take a while to appear. Don't panic. It's part of the adventure. Once you step outside, you'll hear the sound of car horns, see a mix of old and new buildings, and feel that everything here is alive. It's colorful, noisy, and full of energy. In that very first moment, you'll understand. Brazil is not a quiet postcard. It's a moving, breathing story, and you've just entered it. Let's start with the good stuff, because Brazil has a lot to offer, and you'll want to know what makes it truly special. 1. Nature, like no other Brazil, is home to some of the most breathtaking landscapes on Earth. From the iconic beaches of Rio de Janeiro, like Copacabana and Ipanema, to the mighty Amazon rainforest, the scenery is simply unforgettable. Imagine standing at the edge of Iguazu Falls, feeling the roar of thousands of liters of water crashing down. It's pure magic. 2. Beaches for every mood. Whether you love crowded beaches full of life or hidden quiet spots, Brazil has it all. Florianopolis, Bahia, and the northeastern coast offer sun, sand, and waves. If you love surfing, you'll find world-class spots. If you prefer relaxing, hammocks and coconut water await you. 3. Festivals and culture. Brazil is famous for its festivals, and nothing beats Carnival. The streets fill with color, music, and dancing that can literally sweep you off your feet. Beyond Carnival, local music like samba, forró, and bossa nova is everywhere. Listen closely, and you'll catch yourself tapping your feet without even realizing. 4. Delicious food. Brazilian cuisine is diverse and mouth-watering. Try feijoada, the traditional black bean stew with pork, or acarajé, a fried ball of black-eyed pea dough filled with spicy shrimp, especially in Bahia. And don't forget the fruits. Mangoes, passion fruit, and acai are unlike anything you've tasted before. 5. Warm people. Brazilians are known for their friendliness and hospitality. Even if you don't speak Portuguese, a smile or a polite attempt at conversation often goes a long way. People are social, love to share stories, and will often invite you to join a conversation, a meal, or even a dance. 6. Vibrant cities. Each city has its own personality. Rio is glamorous and scenic. São Paulo is buzzing and cosmopolitan. Salvador is historic and soulful. Walking through these cities gives you a sense of Brazil's diversity. Architecture, street art, music, and food all combine to create experiences you'll never forget. 7. Adventure. Opportunities. Love adventure? Brazil is perfect. Hike through Chapada Diamantina, explore caves in Bonito, paraglide over Rio's beaches, or dive in the crystal-clear rivers of the Amazon basin. Whether you're into sports, nature, or exploring hidden corners, Brazil has something to thrill you. Simply put, Brazil will grab your heart. There's color, flavor, music, and energy in every corner. Once you're here, it's hard not to fall in love. Now, let's be honest, Brazil isn't perfect, and knowing the challenges beforehand can save you a lot of stress. 1. Safety concerns. Crime is a reality in many parts of Brazil. Pickpocketing, bag snatching, and petty theft are common in crowded tourist areas. Avoid flaunting expensive items like phones, cameras, or jewelry, especially in big cities like Rio, São Paulo, or Salvador. 2. Transportation. Challenges. Public transportation can be confusing. Metro systems exist, but don't always cover every area. Taxis are common, but make sure to use registered services or apps like Uber instead of hailing random cars on the street. Traffic jams are frequent, especially in larger cities, so plan extra travel time. 3. Language barrier. Portuguese is the official language, and while people in tourist areas may speak English, rural regions often don't. Simple gestures, translation apps, or learning basic phrases can be a lifesaver. 4. Health and hygiene. Tropical diseases like dengue and Zika exist, especially during the rainy season. Use mosquito repellent, drink bottled or filtered water, and be careful with street food if you have a sensitive stomach. 5. Scams and tourist traps. Be cautious with unofficial tours, overcharging, or too good to be true offers. Always confirm prices up front and avoid exchanging money with random people. Use official exchange offices or banks. 6. Infrastructure variability. Roads, airports, and public facilities vary greatly in quality. Some remote areas have rough roads and limited services. If you plan to explore off the beaten path, be prepared with supplies, maps, and flexibility. 7. Cultural differences. Brazilians are warm and expressive, but certain behaviors, like being loud in public spaces or gesturing with hands, might feel different if you from a quieter culture. Learn some cultural norms to avoid unintentional misunderstandings. 8. Weather extremes. Brazil is huge, so climates differ. Northern areas can be extremely hot and humid, while southern regions can be surprisingly cold in winter. Pack accordingly and check the weather for the areas you plan to visit. Being aware of these challenges doesn't ruin your trip. It empowers you to have a smoother, safer, and more enjoyable experience. Cultural curiosities. Brazil is full of surprises, and some of the quirks here are impossible to experience anywhere else. 1. Coffee culture. Brazilians take their coffee seriously. Don't expect a giant Starbucks-sized cup. Here, a small, strong espresso called cafezinho is the norm. Offering coffee to a guest is a sign of hospitality, and saying no can even feel a little rude. 2. The love of soccer. Soccer, or futebol, is not just a sport. It's almost a religion. If you're visiting during a match, expect lively crowds, chants, and celebrations that can last all night. Even small towns have passionate fans who live and breathe the game. 3. Beach etiquette. Beaches are social hubs. People play volleyball, samba, or just chat with strangers. Brazilians love friendliness, so don't be shy. You might end up making lifelong friends. 4. Unique festivals beyond Carnival. There's Festa Junina, celebrated in June with traditional foods, dances, and costumes. Each region has its own traditions, giving you endless opportunities to immerse yourself in culture. 5. Street food and snacks. Try pão de queijo, cheese bread, in Minas Gerais, or coxinha, chicken croquettes, almost anywhere. Street vendors are everywhere, and tasting local snacks is an adventure in itself. 6. Colors and art. From the vibrant street art of São Paulo to the colonial architecture of Salvador, Brazil is visually stunning. Colors aren't just decoration, they reflect the energy, history, and pride of the people. 7. Unique phrases and gestures. Brazilians have expressions that are impossible to translate directly, like saudade, a mix of nostalgia and longing. Hand gestures are part of everyday conversation, and you'll soon find yourself picking up a few just by watching. 8. Nature meets culture. In places like the Pantanal, wildlife is everywhere, and locals live side by side with nature. Imagine seeing exotic birds while listening to stories from local guides. That's Brazil for you, a place where culture and nature intertwine seamlessly. How locals treat tourists. One of the most memorable parts of traveling in Brazil is how locals treat tourists. You'll quickly notice that Brazilians are generally warm, curious, and eager to share their culture. 1. Friendly greetings. In many places, it's common to greet with a handshake, a hug, or even a cheek kiss if you get to know someone. Don't be surprised if a local starts a conversation out of nowhere. It is a normal way to be welcoming. 2. Helpful strangers lost in a busy city or confused about directions. Brazilians are usually happy to help. Even if they don't speak English fluently, they'll make an effort, often pointing on a map, drawing directions, or walking part of the way with you. 3. Hospitality in homes. If you get invited to someone's home, expect generosity. Brazilians take pride in hosting. Expect home-cooked meals, strong coffee, and lots of conversation. Saying thank you is essential, but also be prepared to accept their warmth. It's a cultural gesture of respect. 4. Social interactions. Don't be alarmed if people approach you in public spaces like beaches, parks, or markets. They're often curious about tourists and love to chat. It's not intrusive. It's part of the Brazilian way of connecting. 5. Tourists are often respected. Especially in cities that depend heavily on tourism, locals understand the value of visitors and will treat you kindly. Shops, restaurants, and tour guides are usually accommodating and friendly. 6. Language flexibility. While Portuguese is the main language, locals will often try to communicate in English, Spanish, or even gestures if necessary. Patience and a smile go a long way. 7. Cultural exchange. Brazilians love to teach visitors about their traditions, music, and food. If you show interest, you might be invited to a samba lesson, a local festival, or a cooking session. Engaging with locals can turn a simple trip into a life-changing experience. Safety tips. Brazil is amazing, but like any country, it has its risks. The good news is, with a little preparation, you can stay safe and enjoy your trip without stress. 1. Stay aware of your surroundings. Always pay attention to your environment, especially in crowded places like markets, buses, and tourist attractions. Pickpockets often target distracted tourists. Keep your valuables close and avoid showing expensive items. 2. Use reliable transportation. Avoid hailing random taxis on the street. Instead, use ride-sharing apps like Uber or registered taxi services. If you rent a car, always park in safe, well-lit areas. 3. Avoid risky neighborhoods. Major cities have neighborhoods that are safer than others. Research ahead of time and ask locals or hotel staff about areas to avoid, especially at night. 4. Be careful with money use official exchange offices or banks when converting currency. Avoid carrying large amounts of cash and consider using a secure travel wallet or money belt. 5. Health precautions. Use insect repellent to prevent mosquito-borne diseases like dengue or Zika. Drink bottled or filtered water and be careful with street food if you have a sensitive stomach. Travel insurance is highly recommended. 6. Blend in. Try not to stand out too much as a tourist. Dress modestly in certain areas and avoid flashing cameras or electronics unnecessarily. 7. Emergency numbers. Keep local emergency numbers handy. In Brazil, 190 is the police, 192 is medical emergencies, and 193 is fire. Knowing these numbers can make a big difference. 8. Trust your instincts. If a situation feels off, leave. Brazilians are friendly but use common sense, especially when approached by strangers offering deals that seem too good to be true. Money and saving tips. Traveling in Brazil can be surprisingly affordable if you know a few tricks. Here's how to stretch your dollars and still enjoy everything the country has to offer. 1. Currency and payments. Brazil uses the real, BRL. Credit cards are widely accepted in big cities, but small shops, markets, and street vendors often prefer cash. Always have some cash handy, but avoid carrying large amounts. ATMs are common, but use those inside banks or secure areas to stay safe. 2. Choose budget-friendly accommodations. Hostels, guest houses, and Airbnb rentals are plentiful and can save you a lot compared to hotels. In some cities, staying a little outside tourist hotspots can cut costs significantly. Just make sure transportation options are convenient. 3. Eat like a local. Avoid expensive tourist restaurants. Try local eateries known as comida por kilo, buffets where you pay by weight. Street food like pão de queijo or pastel is cheap and delicious. 4. Public transport and walking. Using buses and metros instead of taxis can save money. In many cities, walking between attractions is feasible and lets you discover hidden gems. Ride-sharing apps are safer than random taxis, but compare prices for best value. 5. Plan and book in advance flights, tours, and even popular attractions can be cheaper if booked ahead. Last-minute bookings often cost more, especially during high season or festivals. 6. Avoid tourist traps. In areas known for tourism, prices can be inflated. Compare prices, ask locals for recommendations, and don't hesitate to negotiate when appropriate. 7. Take advantage of free activities. Beaches, parks, street art tours, and cultural festivals often cost nothing. Explore museums on free entry days, or enjoy outdoor music and dance events that are open to the public. 8. Keep track of your spending. Use a budgeting app or a simple notebook to track daily expenses. This keeps you aware of where your money goes and prevents surprises at the end of your trip. Following these tips, you can enjoy Brazil fully without overspending. The key is to balance comfort, safety, and authenticity while keeping your budget in check. Do's and don'ts. Traveling is not just about seeing sights. It's also about understanding the people and their culture. Here's a guide to some do's and don'ts in Brazil. Do. Greet people. Warmly, Brazilians love friendliness. Saying "Olá," hello, or "Bom dia," good morning, is appreciated. Even a smile can go a long way in establishing a positive connection. Don't be impatient. Life moves at a different pace in Brazil. Lines, service, and traffic might feel slow if you're used to a fast rhythm. Patience is key, and keeping a relaxed attitude will make your trip smoother. Do. Learn basic Portuguese phrases. Simple words like obrigado, obrigada, thank you, por favor, please, or desculpe, sorry, are valued and often open doors to friendlier interactions. Don't show off expensive items. Flashing jewelry, electronics, or large amounts of cash can attract unwanted attention. Keep valuables discreet and secure. Do. Respect local customs. Each region has its traditions. For example, in Bahia, people may greet with a handshake and hug. In southern cities, people might be more formal. Observing and following local behavior shows respect. Don't ignore safety. Advice: avoid risky neighborhoods, especially at night. Trust local guidance, hotel recommendations, and official signage. Do tip. When appropriate, tipping around 10% is common in restaurants. While not mandatory, it's appreciated if service was good. Don't underestimate the weather. Sunscreen, hats, and water are essential, especially in tropical regions. Heat and humidity can be intense, so prepare accordingly. Do engage with locals. Brazilians love interaction. Asking questions, learning about culture, or joining local activities will enrich your experience. Following these simple do's and don'ts will not only keep you safe but also help you connect with Brazilians and enjoy your trip more fully. So, let's recap. You've just landed in Brazil, and you've already experienced a whirlwind of sights, sounds, and feelings. You've seen the stunning landscapes, from Rio's beaches to the Amazon, and tasted flavors you'll never forget. You've felt the rhythm of samba, the passion of football, and the warmth of people who might make you feel at home, even if you are thousands of miles away. But you've also learned to stay aware, to keep your belongings safe, respect local customs, and navigate the bustling cities wisely. Being prepared doesn't dampen the fun. It empowers you to explore freely and confidently. Brazil is a land of contrasts, adventure and relaxation, chaos and beauty, tradition and modernity, and it's these contrasts that make it unforgettable. Every corner of this country has a story to tell, and every encounter is a chance to experience life in a way you can't anywhere else. Remember, travel isn't just about seeing places. It's about feeling them, living them, and carrying a piece of that experience back with you. Brazil has the power to do exactly that. It will challenge you, delight you, and surprise you, often all at once. So when you step off that plane, breathe it in. Let the colors, sounds, and smiles wash over you. Open yourself to every experience, and you'll leave not just with photos, but with memories, friendships, and stories you'll treasure forever. Brazil is waiting for you. Are you ready to fall in love? So, you've just booked your ticket to Brazil. Or maybe you're already on the plane, dreaming about sunny beaches, samba, and endless caipirinhas. But let me ask you something. Do you know what's waiting for you the moment you step off that plane? Brazil is not just a destination. It's an experience. It's a place where you might get the warmest smile from a stranger and also get completely confused at your first taxi ride. It's a country that will amaze you with its beauty, charm you with its people, and, if you're not careful, surprise you in ways you weren't expecting. In the next few minutes, I'm going to tell you everything. The good, the bad, the delicious, the dangerous, and the absolutely unforgettable. So buckle up because we're about to land in Brazil.